Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Well, today I'm checking out the Burris Veracity 2-10x42 rifle scope. Now first of all, let's just show you the unboxing of it, guys. It's a massive box here. So inside we've got a user guide, got a sunshade, and we've got the scope. Flip up covers on the end of the scope, guys, are just standard with the optic. So I just think that's fantastic, and I really believe that all optic makers should throw in a set of flip up scope covers for the rifle scopes. They're just so easy to use out in the field. So let's have a look at the specs on this. Overall length is 13.5 inches or 34 centimeters. It weighs 22.7 ounces or 643 grams. Now this scope's got a 5x zoom, okay, for a wide field of view and also powerful ranging. It is in the first focal plane, so guys, if you don't understand what that means, it just means that the reticle gets bigger or smaller as you zoom in or out, okay, so it adjusts to that magnification. Now the big benefit of that, I'll just quickly try to explain it to you, is especially when you get a reticle with a bullet drop compensator like this one, which I'll just show you in the manual so you understand at this point what I'm talking about. So that's the reticle, and it's called the Ballistic Plex E1 reticle. So there's your normal crosshair, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet drop compensators there, okay? Now, if you sight this in, for example, as is in this scope with the first focal plane, you can sight it in at whatever power, and your bullet drop compensators will be the same no matter what magnification you're on, because obviously the reticle will adjust with the magnification, okay? So if you've got, for example, a second focal plane scope, now that reticle will not change size as you zoom in and out. So for example, if you sight in at say 10 power on a 2-10 second focal plane scope, now you'll understand where the ballistic or bullet drop compensators are at. Now say for example that first bullet drop compensator, hypothetically you've sighted in at 100 yards and that first bullet drop compensator is smack bang right on at 125 yards at that 10 power. Now if you zoom back to 6 power on a second focal plane optic, that reticle will stay the same size, however your magnification isn't. So all of a sudden that bullet drop compensator that you were looking at that was smack bang on 125 yards is no longer right on at 125 yards, okay? So that's the benefit of having a first focal plane optic, especially if you've got bullet drop compensators, because the reticle will stay the same size. So I hope you got all that, guys. If you didn't, just do a little bit of a search on the net. There's a heap of information, about it. Now we've got a 30mm tube here on this scope, which is great because a 30mm tube really gives you that bit extra in your adjustment, okay, for both elevation and windage. You've got 70 MOA of elevation on this scope and also 40 MOA for windage. There are quarter MOA adjustments as well, clicks on the turrets here. Now as you can see, the turrets or the knobs here, they actually call them mad knobs. So really nice, like there's a really nice texture and grip to them. So if you're wearing gloves in the cold, something like that, you can easily manipulate and adjust these, no problem whatsoever. Now the scope basically is like most Burris scopes nowadays anyway. They come with the Burris Forever warranty. They're waterproof, they're shockproof, they're fogproof, nitrogen filled. However, they are made in the Philippines. So for me that was a bit of a negative, guys, in that, look, I'm not going to say scopes made in the Philippines are rubbish. However, I am just wary of scopes that are made in the Philippines. But from what I've seen with this optic, it is really quite a high quality optic. So so far I'm very impressed with it. Now the glass is supposed to be high grade glass in it, and there's also multi-coated lenses, so you're going to be able to see a very clear and crisp image through this optic. So the big thing that I honestly really love about this scope and we'll refer back here, is just this reticle and how you can actually use a multitude of different calibers to sight in and know exactly where the bullet drop compensators are. So what you need to do is, depending on what caliber you're using, you need to go to the website burrisoptics.com and choose your caliber, okay? And then it will actually give you a sight-in distance. You can choose that yourself, and then it'll tell you what the different bullet drop compensators are at different distances, obviously, depending on the caliber. So you understand, guys, this is a clip here just from burrisoptics.com. So log on and have a look there, and you'll see down the bottom ballistic tools or new ballistic tools. Okay, so we'll click there. And then what comes up, we want reticle analysis up at the top right hand corner there. So we'll click on that, and then we've got a couple of steps to fill out. So we can choose our scope. So let's choose the Veracity, and then it comes up with my model that I've got here. Okay, the height above the bore, okay, for your scope, so 1.5 inches, that's about standard. And we've got a 0 for yardage. So let's just choose 50, and the reason I'm going to do this is I want to actually choose the 22 caliber so that we can actually run the scope cam without the recoil interfering too much, and you can still see the reticle. But as you can see here, there's just so many different brands of ammo. So we'll choose Winchester. We'll go off 223, and we'll first of all just show you the actual different calibers here. I mean, honestly, I dead set think there would have to be every single caliber here known to mankind. It is just really that in-depth. They haven't just chosen a couple of calibers, they've got virtually everything here. So let's scroll back up now, and we'll go into the rimfire, choose 22 LR, and then you can see the different 22 rounds there, factory ammunition. So we'll choose the power points, 40 grain. Let's come down here, check our settings, all good. Next step. And then last of all, we've got elevation. Okay, so we'll just put in 100 feet there. That's all we need to put in. You can actually write in your location if you want, but I don't know if it works really for Australia. Let's change it to Celsius, 27 degrees, humidity, yep, that's all good. And we'll go step 4. Okay, so here's the end result. We've got the reticle, okay, so you can see here sighted for 50 yards. So it's going to be 56 yards, the first bullet drop compensator, 84, 107 and 131 respectively. So if we go up, like here, we'll sight it in, say 70 yards. Well, then you can see 74, 99, 121 and 142 yards. So it tells you exactly where that bullet impact is going to be for your round. So the retail price on this scope, guys, is about $1,150, but just depends on exchange rates, as it always does here in Australia. Anyhow, let's get out on the farm now and put this scope through its paces. Okay guys, so the Anschutz 1710 in 22 is going to wear the Veracity for this part of the review. Now what I'm going to do is just sight in there at 50 yards, so then we've got the 4 bullet drop compensators underneath. So if we do 50 yards, the next bullet drop compensator will be 56 yards, and then the next one down 84 yards, then 107 yards, and then 131 yards. So what I'm going to do is just fire 10 rounds through this at 50, get it sighted in, make sure it's shooting correctly, and then we won't move back to 56, that's kind of pointless. We'll move back then to 84 yards, and then we'll go to 107 and then 131. So that'll test out if this scope is actually right on with the calculations we've done for the 40 grain power points off the burrisoptics.com website. So let's put a few rounds down range here at 50, and then we'll move back and test the scope right out. Alright guys, so as you can see, first 5 shots here went really well, and then trying to use that scope cam, the black crosshair on the black background here isn't the best decision, so it's really hard to see. So what we'll do now is we'll go back to those other distances, but all I'll do is I'll just put out a small potato, we'll put it here, and then we'll move back to those distances and use the corresponding bullet drop compensator, because we'll be able to see that clearly through the scope cam. And let's see if these readings are very accurate. Okay guys, I'll wrap up with my final thoughts on the Burris Veracity scope. Now, look, it got a bit hard there with the scope cam, guys, trying to shoot at that distance, especially with the 22. But as I say, I chose the 22 because I wanted to demonstrate the ballistic or bullet drop compensators with this reticle, but also I didn't want to use too heavy a caliber where the recoil, you wouldn't be able to see where the bullet drop was going. So anyhow, I'm sure you get the idea with it, guys. Works very well, the idea and the concept. All you got to do is just log on to the website for your caliber and your particular load, and it just seems to work, no dramas at all. So now guys, if you want to check one out, go into your local dealer, have a look through one, and it might just be the scope for you. Hope you enjoy the review, so till next time, we'll catch you then.